You're such an asshole.
I am off today. I don't know if I had too much coffee or what, but it is just like, it's almost like I'm on a drug of some kind. Maybe the GF poisoned the coffee. We have requests, and if you have requests, you can always go to Asshole Consulting. I'm going to read this exactly how it's written. Uh, Hope you've been well. Video response on the below. Been 10 months since the last one. Following up from our previous video titled, I'm not going to mention it because you want to remain somewhat anonymous, so I'll leave that. But we're just going to say that you didn't have a father. I wanted to address some comments and add context to the email. See the attached picture. I believe you. You are a 6'2", 190-pound, completely jacked, ripped dude. You are. You're in your mid-20s. You have a very high IQ. Make $150,000 a year. Educated, confident, and charming. And you are in a profession for that. Additionally, the prototype. Oh, okay. And you're an entrepreneur. Now, let me get into the main reason for writing to you again. I had a revelation on Saturday night that I think will be useful for your listeners who believe that things will resolve themselves at the top of their game or sexual market value. In reality, they don't. The game doesn't end. The levels just change. And you should, not only my audience should, but you should go search my channel for men who are 10s or 10s. Just search the number 10s. Because I've done a couple videos on what it's like to be a male 10. I even interviewed several 10s. And you're right. What was it? There are no solutions. There are only trade-offs. That's Thomas Sowell. I added the definition of progress is replacing your current large problems with slightly lesser ones. You are 100%. Now it's easier. It's better. You're making progress. Like you're getting more girls than the average 7. But you get a bunch of other problems that come with it that are not as bad as the previous ones, but they're still problems nonetheless. We could talk to Troy Francis, who I think is despicably the most handsome man in the world right now, with all of his British charm. He will even tell you that it's work. It's not. Girls don't line themselves up to go out with him. In reality, they don't. The game doesn't end. The levels just change. If you've worked hard to reach to the top to keep the best, you might be mistaken. So I was out Friday night at a club downtown. I spent the whole night with one girl, but left for a cigarette break. During that time, I got on the Instagram of a 36-year-old woman. I returned to the club, continued with the original girl, tried to leave with her, but she said no. On my way out, I saw an incredibly attractive woman, a 9 out of 10 or a 10 out of 10. I chatted with her, got her number, and arranged for a date on Saturday. I then visited the 36-year-old woman, banged her, and went home. The point of this story is an example of the game I can execute now. I've worked extremely hard to reach this level of success with women, and I'm also genetically blessed with height and looks. Now on to the date with the 9 out of 10 woman. Here's how it went. Getting with her all night, she stayed way past when she was meant to. She was very interested, but logistics prevented us from going further that night. Okay, now this is why I got to charge more, man. Getting with her all night, she stayed way past when she was meant to. Okay, so you did meet up and you went on a date, but you didn't close the deal. Is that it? Some things she said stuck with me. She openly said she likes to date loads of people and chooses the one she likes the most. She believes she will be the CEO of a massive fashion store by 30. She literally buys clothes every minute. See, this is they're children of the corn. They are not raised. Okay. She believes she will be the CEO of a fashion store by 30. She literally buys stocks and clothes at the minute in 5 years. See, she's 25 now. I got to translate this to those of us who speak English. She's 25 now. She plans to run a fashion store by 30. She buys stock and clothes with no real intention of selling them. That's her business model. It's the underpants gnome strategy. So she's an idiot. She has no business acumen, but she thinks she's going to be a CEO. She said she wanted to be the breadwinner in her relationship. She bragged about only dating men over 30 since she was 18. She has been cheated on, had a situational alpha boyfriend, ski resort, 30 years old, who proposed to her. So here is a good point to interject my thoughts and takeaways on these key statements from herself. The hotter the bimbo, I believe, the more delusional and morally corrupt, which is an understanding that goes against our programming. Beauty is associated with quality, halo effect, etc. Okay, let's stop right here. That's for you youngins. Yep, I'm not kidding. It was about my 20s, but definitely my 30s, and a friend of mine who I've known who's a little bit older than me, uh, and I chased, I pursued and all that, but the success rate was so low, and when I did have a success, the experiences were so bad, I biophysiologically, psychologically, instinctually kind of, whoa, that's a good looking girl. And not like, whoa, she's hot. It's like, whoa, look out. I am not making that up. I'm not saying that to sound edgy. I don't know what's it called, bio conditioned or whatever. You know, you see enough snakes or big spiders, you jump. Your ancestors had that. In 1 year, the epigenetics or biogenetics, however you want to call it, if I see a very attractive woman, I don't think, dude, she's hot. I'm like, whoa, look out. And my buddy, again, just one data point, it's not really science. He's like, "Oh, yeah. If I see a good I'm like, avoid." Now I don't know if people got that biologically engineered, conditioned response, but I do know that you should know, maybe not by 25 or however old you are. You gotta know by 30 that you don't date 10s. I mean, you can go out with them, but you know that there's just something wrong with them, and it's not even their fault, right? But this is where the guy with the hot crazy matrix comes in, and the very, very, very short theory on that is the more attractive a woman is, the more society shields her from reality because guys wanna fuck her and women wanna be her, and people wanna sell things to her. And that's where she actually believes, because everything else has come to her very easily, she actually believes she'll just be president and CEO of a fashion company. All she's gotta do is just buy clothes now. It and she thinks it's real in her mind. It's real. And I honestly, I'll say, I don't even think it's malice. I don't think it's arrogance and cockiness. It is everyone has lined up to kiss her ass. That it's no different than being a spoiled child. And so when you see an exceptionally attractive woman, it's not a guarantee, but it's damn near a guarantee that that person is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. This is why I don't really have pretty girls modeling or promoting my shit anymore. I mean, it was already a tooth pulling and a pain in the ass in the day. You can't get them to show up on time. You can't get them to do it right. Go talk to Fresh and Fit or when they try and get, reasonably attractive women on their show. It is hurting cats. And so for you, it's cute. What a cute theory. I believe the hotter the bimbo, I believe the more delusionally moral corrupt, which is an understanding that goes against our programming. Beauty is associated with quality and the halo effect. Not after a while. Maybe for you rookie plebe 18-year-old boys, but the streets, that's a lesson y'all should be learning very quickly now. And by the way, it has the same effect on men. If you're like this jack total day, what did they call it? A natural alpha, where your genetics, now you obviously put in a ton of work, but some guys just, they got the natural genetics, they work out. I'm not saying they'll put any effort into it. And girls just throw themselves at these guys and you go, well, I don't get it. Well, like, not to pick on him because I think he knows. I think he's way more smarts, but I think he feigns a little bit of innocence. Would be Chris Williamson. The guy is a fucking model. The guy is a 10. Um, he goes, no, he has not, unless he was fat and came from behind. Chris Williamson has never known what it's like to be an average guy. He doesn't. I mean, he could speculate and theorize. I'm sure he's shared some of the experience, but when it comes to women, no, the guy, especially if he's taller, I don't know how tall he is, but he's gorgeous. He's a 10. Uh, and he's never really said this, although I haven't watched every show of his. He says, "Oh, all you gotta do is ask out girl." We're like, "Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. But you're gonna have a shit ton more success than the average guys." And a lot of these guys, these genetic alphas, for lack of a better description, then they go get married, they get a gut, and then their girls divorce them. I've seen it. The washed up dude, bro, the ex jock, comes a realtor, got his gut. It's like, no, man, you don't. You got to fight that metabolism. That's your number one enemy. Well, I don't know. I just be myself. And girls talk to me like, yeah, you're also 6'3" and really good looking. Imagine that. So on both cases, there's a naivete, but because of disproportionate sex drives, women are put on a even higher pedestal than 10 men. And it spoils you. You cannot have society shield you from reality because they want to fuck you and develop a based and well anchored ethics, value, viewpoint, life philosophy type of system that is congruent and respective of other people. And so, yeah, shock, the drop dead gorgeous girl is a pain in the ass. And if you don't, I mean, the guy who does it better is the guy who did the Hot Crazy Matrix. Go look it up. I mean, we red pillars are supposed morally bankrupt. Here she is basically doing the same thing regarding dating, sucking up all the attention from dozens of men. Rhinestone does make this analogy a lot. What would you do? Can you blame her? Of course she's going to suck up the attention from all the men. Like back in the day, what if there was a good enough looking girl and she wanted to come home with me? I'd say, "Oh no, hang on, wait a second. There's other good, more quality men. You sure you want to have this little one night fling and tryst with me?" No, I didn't give a shit. You're damn right. I probably at peak gravity pull of Cappy's dating days, I was probably keeping 5 women off the market that probably should have gone and found some other higher quality guy. That was peak though. I know that didn't last too long. But yeah, of course they're going to do it. Now, a very sharp woman, a very intelligent woman who was street smart would say, "Okay, this ain't going to last forever." And you see it, but it's rare. They save their money. They cash their chips out. And a perfect example, I really should look up her name. A perfect example, there's a judge in Vegas. She's about my age, older gal now, but she was a stripper and she saved all of her money. And then she went to law school and then she became a lawyer and then she became a judge. All right. Now, I'm sure she's still an attractive woman unless she gained weight, but there is an intelligence there. She didn't let the world around her lie to her, pamper her, and become some delusional person. She was a very savvy, realistic woman who monetized and invested her looks. Hang on. You know what? That would make a good. That would. Why doesn't the thing work? Okay. Okay, there's a good that's a good video. That's how Cappy's gonna make his money today. That's how Cappy's gonna make his money. So I don't know if he's morally bankrupt. That'd be like a thief or a Democrat or a parasite or something like that. Everything is voluntary. She's she's dating around. Shock. Rhinestone does make this analogy a lot. The absolute delusion of the career goals, ridiculous. The fact that her goal is to be the breadwinner is by definition competitive with whatever poor soul ends up with her. I don't know. I'll take a sugar mama. You want to make the money? Okay. By the way, ladies, if there's any rich, attractive woman out there who's a 10 who wants to make all the money, contact me. Is by definition competitive with whatever poor soul ends up with her. She's been programmed to compete with her imaginary partner she believes she will obviously get to such an extent that she's already competing. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Who lets their 18-year-old daughter get fucked by 30-year-old men? The same dad you had, right? Now, I didn't go back and review, but you said you grew up without a father. You're right. Now, an 18-year-old, that's an adult. They can do whatever they want. But yeah, well, who lets their 18-year-old daughter get fucked by 30-year-old men? Absent fathers. Weak father much? I'd send my daughter to a fucking nunnery up a mountain or lock her in a basement before it happens. Well, not at 18 because she has every right to do it. And actually, that's not too bad. I mean, that's not the end of the world. A 30-year-old guy, an 18-year-old girl. I mean, there's a little bit of an age disparity, but it's not the end of the world. She has been cheated on. Big surprise. Someone got the pussy for a while and wasn't content, likely because she's probably more of a hassle than she's worth. Probably. I don't see. I gotta. Have you dated? I won't even say long term, but have you dated a 10 for any significant amount of time? It only takes about a month, if that. I wouldn't call them relationships, but I've dated probably more than that. But there was one, two, two are only coming to mind, and that I dated for no three. There are only three that immediately come to mind that were 9s or 10s that I dated for a significant amount of time. Let's just say more than a month or more. I ended them because they were all a pain in the ass. Because society, they're always looking for the best. Every guy is throwing their dick and wallet at them. They're always. And now what was the last time? I think I was maybe 30 the last time that was the one that just disappeared and found out she ended up going back to her ex-boyfriend. Then she wanted me to meet her parents. It's a classic. Yeah, no. Probably they are. I'm all for the individual. You gotta judge the individual by their cover. But if you don't have the time and you have to prejudge or somehow pre-screen, you can pretty much assume that if the girl is a 9 or a 10, it's going to be a pain in the ass. I sure ask them out, go on it, but have absolutely no expectations. None. And I hate to say it, the way you should date a 9 or a 10 in the US anyway, go out, be fun, be friendly. But I mean, the adage, she's not your girl, it's just your turn, that applies to them 100% until they were to prove themselves differently. Like, no, I really want to settle down with you. You'd be able to tell them the behavior. But they are always off to the newest and bestest and greatest thing because they're the hottest women in the world and they can pretty much get whatever they want. And so whether you're a slump buster or they're just bored, is as long as you know they are on their way out to go date the Dubai prince or some .com billionaire or crypto, whatever. And then you seem to be invested. You're like, oh my God, did you know the really hot girl has all the options in the world? Flaked on me? Yeah. Hey, look, yeah, if you could get it, sure. But I would put no expectations, none whatsoever, on a 9 or a 10. I'd be like, yeah, you want to meet me? I'm gonna go to the shooting. Oh no, don't take a 9 or a 10 girl to a shooting range. No. No. Hey, I'm going to the coffee store. I'm going to the bar. You want to come out? I'm going to be there at 4 p.m. Show up if you want. And that'd be it, man. And I would put good money that she ain't going to show up. However, despite all this, good quality date, I got indicators of interest. Trust me, I know when a date bombs. I've bombed before, and this one was a bomb. I've been ghosted, haha. As an experienced dater, this rarely happens. And now, for some reason, with this girl, the penny has now finally dropped. Finally, you went on one date with this gal. I I know you're young. I know this shoulda land. I know you're horny. The difference between you and a guy who's going to succeed more in the world is someone who can set aside all the biological conditioning, all their desires, wants, and interests, and can use their frontal cortex, ignoring their entire lizard brain, and look at a situation like this and be scientific and empirical about it, and coldly and callously calculate and predict what was very likely to happen. You're sending me this because you have an emotional response. Not I'm not saying negative. I'm like, you're not a crybaby, but this kind of perturbed you a little bit, enough for you to reach out to me and pay me money to answer your question. All right. I am trying to get you to the point where you have the street smarts, the knowledge, and the intelligence to just know if you got a 10 and you're going to run into them because you're a 10. So it's very important you understand this because you're going to run into me. I'm not going to get no 10. I'm not even going to brush shoulders with them. However, you're going to nightclubs. You're exceptionally good looking. That still doesn't, and you're right. The rules of the games have changed. What you need to do is stop. You really need to eliminate all desire and interest and emotion in this and irrationality and just look at it coldly and calculated and know that we have done the research, the numbers and the data and the theories and the empiricism, the testing is out there. Like, yeah, they're 10s. Society, rich kids. All right. Now, do I know some rich kids who are hardworking and good people? One, and his dad made him work. The rest of them, literally, the rest of the rich kids I've ever met, whether a young boy or even today modernly, are pieces of shit. Unearned money corrupts almost completely. And so, okay, you always give the person the shot, but you'll find out. You'll find out. And so you need to use this intelligence and wisdom and knowledge that older men have established and laid out for you to make sure you don't ever waste another microcalorie of energy worrying about a 10 that stands you up because that's their nature. You know, you're the frog with the scorpion on its back. You're like, oh my God, the scorpion stung me. Yeah. Surprise. Oh my God, the 10 stood me up. Wow, no kidding, really. Can you believe this shit? Yes, yes, I can. Uh, the reason I got into the red pill was to get girls like 99% of us here, but I am an ambitious, hardworking man, want the best girls. Okay, is she the best? 10s are not the best. The best for what? The the best for looking good on your arm? Yeah, I'll grant you that. They're the best looking. That doesn't mean they're the best in bed. That doesn't mean they're the best woman for you in terms of a relationship. And that doesn't mean they're the best woman to hang out with on a couple dates. Like, even if it wasn't going to go anywhere, the most beautiful women are not the funnest to be around on a date. That in a relationship may not have gone, will not go anywhere. I mean, yeah, maybe you want to bang them the most. All right. Maybe like, God, you conquered that or whatever. Okay, I can see that being the best. But that's a very narrow application of the word best. And when it comes to more practical, long term, and ultimately determine relationships that are going to determine your overall happiness with one woman or a group of women, they aren't the best. They're the prettiest, you know? They're like, but great. They're Ferraris with shit fucking engines in them. They look the best, and that's about it. That's about it. So what is best? I would ask of you to start reconsidering what you think best is. I'm not saying go out with a 4 because he's got a great person. I'm not saying that. But I've always found you go down about a point and a half, find a girl beneath you in terms of looks, find a girl who's nice, traditional, et cetera, shows up. I mean, it's boring things that are the best. It's like a Toyota Corolla. It's reliable. It doesn't break down. The tranny lasts a long time. The engine with proper maintenance. It isn't expensive to repair. It's the same thing with girls. Girls who don't have student loan debt, don't have another man's kid. Punctuality. Punctuality. Maturity, meaning they use the words. This is a stretch. They use the words and they mean the words. They're not like translating it to some amorphous, so I can get an advantage by hijacking language. That I would now, when you're younger, maybe that's not the best. But when you get older, I don't mean much older. I mean like late 20s, like, I don't have time for this fucking shit. Fuck you. And a perfect example, best, I agree to go on a date. Susie Q, do you want to go out Friday night? Yes, Aaron Clary, I want to go out Friday night. How about I pick you up at 7 p.m. at this place? And Susie Q says, yes, Aaron Clary, I will be there at 7 p.m. for you to pick me up at that place. And then you show up and she's not there. That's bad. That's a bad person. It's a waste of fucking time. That's not the best, no matter how pretty she is. And so I guess it is kind of like cars. The more and more I think about it, where give me a Toyota. If really you want to have a good time, you want to relax, you want to enjoy your life, get a Toyota Corolla. Never get a fucking Ferrari. But Ferrari, it's just problems, man. It's just problems. And looks was the indicator of that. But I'm an ambitious, hardworking man, wants the best girls, and looks was the indicator of that. I've come to realize that girls like that, unless you're famous, a billionaire, or both, maintaining a relationship with a girl of that pedigree of looks is nearly impossible because they're not good women. Again, I'm sure somewhere out there's a 10 who's a good woman. I'm sure somewhere out there is. I'm not going to go looking for her. I'll have better luck finding the Ark of the Covenant. And frankly, all you guys don't have, you look for good women in behavior and words, and honoring their word, showing up on time, good finances, a real job, a real degree, no other man's kids, no drug addiction, no fucking mutilated body or tattoos or ridiculous hair colors. No ideologies or religions that abdicate work, responsibility, or the entire premise of the thing is I'm entitled to other people's shit. Yeah, good looks do indicate fertility. Sure, that gal will probably could bear lots of children if she wasn't on birth control and wanted to have children. But that's bearing children. That's not a good woman. And you know what? You're still young and you're going to want to sow your oats and all that. I think what's going to happen, what you might want to do is you're this really good looking guy. I'd start looking for the mousy, nerdy girls who are like 7s and 8s. Just find the quiet computer programming gal or the IT gal or the mild-mannered accountant. A lot of girls in accounting. Find that gal who's a point or two below you. That doesn't mean they're gonna like be nice or cook or show up on time either. But a lot of these problems are gonna go away because they're like, oh my God, he's so hot. Because they think the same way. Don't and be forthright, like, yeah, I'm expecting a girl to show up on time, no bullshit, no other man's kid, and I'm not tolerating shit. And then, oh my God, the senior accountant shows up on time and brings you a little, I don't know, cupcake or something. I don't know, whatever girls could do to indicate interest and be sweet and kind. When you're ready to settle down, when you're ready to look for a good girl. The fluctuations in sexual market value and mine yet to peak may be a reason, but in reality, it will never be safe, not risky. You can never be content as long as your SMV can vary against hers. You're at risk and can never rest. And see, you keep focusing on this. Oh, fuck, really? Hang on. All right, the internet has come back. Oh, no, there it is. All right, I'm just going to turn that off because I got to get through this. Oh, where'd I go? As long as your sexual market value can vary against hers, you're at risk. It can never rest. Right. Well, this is also why you have to, one, don't go for 10s because you can't maintain a 10 status the entire time. You're going to get old. You're going to have to work. There's always going to be a hotter bed. The most hypergamous gals out there are going to be your 10s. Just don't fucking bother with them. It's not worth it. Okay. But when you do find yourself an 8 or a 7.5 that can cook, that don't mean you just get to pull the plug on the fat grenade yourself. You have to. You owe it to your woman to stay in physical shape and work hard and all that other stuff, especially if she's a good gal. Right? But that one is actually going to appreciate it. That one, you're likely the best she's going to get. Which is, again, always why you boys should date down a little bit, just a little bit. You don't have time to pull teeth and get her to show up on time and all that other stuff. But the 10s, no, it's a whole different world for them. A whole different world. And they're going to, how long do we have to explain this? So much high quality rich dick is being thrown in their face. They are never going to settle. They are looking for George Clooney at the age of 38, not currently 60 or whatever he is now. And they will never settle down. They will never, ever settle the fuck down. And so there's no reason for you to be wasting your time except a very, very uninvested casual date that might lead to sex, and then you have no expectations. And here you are, the situation that you're trying to put yourself in. I demand a 10, but my God, do you know the maintenance that's involved in a 10? Yeah, it's an impossible amount of maintenance. Don't do it. Why would you go after women who are constantly looking for harder, better, faster, stronger? They're looking for Daft Punk all the time. No, your life is too short to be managing people. It's what it is. You got to manage. No, man. No. Yeah, I know it's boring, but the gal I inevitably settled with, she was a great cook. She showed the fuck up on time. She had good finances, and she was humble and nice. And the amount of pain compared to the 9s and 10s side, it doesn't even come close. You're at risk and can never rest. You're right. You never can rest. I've been pondering the last few days. Is it still worth it? It is. It certainly is. But my goals need adjusting. It now needs to be about access and becoming content with a main bird lower down the sexual market value scale. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, you're amazing. You figured this all out already. I'm quoting a movie. You figured this all out already. Cappy, I work hard. I just want to lay wood without having to game a new bird all the time. I can't be asked for it anymore. I wish I was freaking gay. Life would be easier. Yes, it would be easier, and the game never ends. Even if you get married, even if you find a girl, even if she's a little bit lower market value, it never ends. Which is where I love dictates and ultimatums and the immediate threat. You fuck up, there's the fucking door. And you never get married. Never. Because then no threats work, because they're hollow. I still felt rather lost, pointless. I just don't know really what to do with myself half the time when I'm not working. I'm not really interested in sports games. Banging birds has been a pastime of mine for 5 to 7 years. The prototype work is engaging, but it's more of a production flow at this point, building a cheap test bed. Well, yeah, keep working on that. What the fuck should I do? Well, go get the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. I mean, you're getting laid, but the menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex, goes through everything there is to do in the world that doesn't involve the opposite sex. It's a book for both men and women. Because invariably, everyone's alone for a while. There you go. Figure it out. This question is what I've been avoiding by thinking I can outwork the "she was never yours, it's just your turn" mantra. What the fuck is there to do? Anything else, man? Look, dude, are you addicted to 10 pussy? I'm sorry, your life is going to be hell. Man the fuck up. Accept the fact that 10s are not, they're not marriage or dating or commitment material. Oh no, they don't have ice cream at the ice cream store. Oh my God, Cappy, what do I do? Well, literally anything else you want now. I mean, you got some great hobbies, you got some entrepreneurship, you got a great job, whatever you want, man. But I'll tell you this, what you need to do is stop fucking ruining over this shit and lamenting over it. It's lessening your standards of living. I'll be able to work harder even harder if I had a wife and kids in the present or the future. Well, do you want to get married and have kids? Then go do that. And traveling doesn't do it for me, man. And hiking, that doesn't do it for me. I need goals, challenges, but it seems rather pointless. Thoughts? The menu, life without the opposite sex. Now, look, if you're asking me to make that decision for you, it's called donate all your fucking money to Cappy. That's what you should do. You should take all your money, except 10%, where you just need barely, and you just give me all of your money. That's the new thing you should do. Matter of fact, you should sell all your assets and give me the money. All right? That's what you should do in life. Everyone should be doing that in life. Everyone should be giving me all their money. But if you don't want to do that, you got to figure out what you want to do in life. All aside, I'm doing great, man. Much better place from when we did the last video. Outstanding. I just thought the above would be of interest even at your top. There's still things that are just not going to go your way no matter how hard you work. That's because they're different people. Once you realize people are not things and they just don't do what you want them to because you did A, B, C, and D, and now girl suck peen, right? They're different people. And women, especially who are 10s and exceptionally attractive, they have completely different motivations and value systems, which is fine. It's just them reacting to their market. But don't ever expect a 10 to settle for a man. The ironies of, but they could get so many men. Right, exactly. They could get the best man who they will waste their entire lives trying to find. And they will pass up on many men who would have been good enough. It's like, yeah, they bought the funny farm, man. They're there. It's a phenomena you can watch and observe. You cannot. Here would be a pretty good axiom. You can observe the lives of women who are 10s. You cannot be part of that life. I think that'd be a very good way to do it. I've had friends who were 10s. I've had exceptionally attractive women like, that's so hot, I'm not even gonna bother with that. And then they kind of sense that you're not gonna be like attacking them, or I don't mean this sexual, but like, hitting on them. And then you actually develop a friendship. But yeah, you just look at that like, no, that is a tiger in a cage I should just watch. I'm not getting in that cage. Also, just think it's a good story that ties into a lot of things you talk about. Cheers. So there you go. There you go. Link below. The dad you never had for you boys who didn't have fathers, who didn't. It's like kind of like 15-year-old wisdom, right? Donovan Sharp, for recreational purposes only. Yeah, 9s and 10s, no. And I'm sorry, lady. I mean, if you're a 9 and a 10, I'm sorry, but take it up with the other 9s and 10s that are ruining I guess if you were a female 9 and 10 and you weren't, you were like that judge gal and you work hard and all that, just be nice, show up on time. Don't be a pain in the ass. You should be able to find a guy. But it's got to be 1 in 1,000 gals that I've known that are 10s and like they're functional, showing up on time. All right, we got super chats this early in the morning. Hermos, $2. I'm convinced being 5'7" is almost a blessing. There is, like, if you're 5'4", you're like, yeah, this is not going to happen. An extreme example of this, Hermos, would be that imagine if you and I thought we could be part of the NBA, right? And we just try and try and try, and we wasted our entire lives trying to join the NBA. We'd waste our lives. Well, I'm too short to be in the NBA. Instead of pounding at the sky and howling at the moon, like, yeah, we're just too short. I think a lot of guys, yeah, I'm not gonna get girls. I'm 5'2". And then you gotta go overseas, or you're much more realistic, so you don't waste your time. And no offense, but I only say it because I care. And I don't even know if this is the case. You're a young black dude and you get your beatbox because you're going to become the next rapper. The fuck you are. You're just going to waste your time that you could have invested it more wisely, becoming a mechanic or a carpenter or a plumber or an engineer or something like that. We get my beatbox and we get my SoundCloud account. Like, no, you're just going to piss away time. You're just going to waste your time. So it's good to know. What was it? It was a Magnum PI episode, and Higgins said it's good to know your place in life. He wasn't wrong. Boo boo. Our Philippine agent in the field for 50 Philippine pesos. Stop chasing all of them. None of it is worth. I wouldn't say stop chasing all of them. And some of them are worth it. You just got to be more judicious with your time. Maybe I should come up. Well, Rich Cooper is the one who's an expert on red flags. Just consult his work if it's consolidated somewhere. But yeah, man, when you were young, you were blinded by beauty. You didn't consider red flags. A lot of times you didn't think, oh, no one would do that. I mean, at one time it was unbelievable you'd be a single mother. And now it's just that's like half the dating population right now. And where was I going with that? Oh, knowing to identify red flags is but you guys got that now. You can even look up a list and you know why not to. So if you go on today, oh, that's a red flag, boom, you're done, you cut your losses, you move on to the next one. But inevitably, based on the numbers, I'm still of the belief that it's a pretty good chance you'll find someone. It's a lot of work, maybe too much work involved for it. But I think you can find one. It's just going to take a lot of work. But knowing not to waste any more time with the girl just because she's hot. Alex Bogey, $2. This guy wastes too much time listening to the girl. Well, he should have just said, I'll meet you at this place. And then if she didn't want to go back with him, fine. And then he should just like, cool, well, hit me up whenever. And then left it at that. Braxton Mills, $5. Hi, Aaron. I have bought the book of numbers, Black Man's Guide Out of Poverty, Enjoyed the Decline, The Curse of the High IQ. Damn, man, you got them all. It's like a Pokemon collection. A 6 can be 8 or 9 with makeup. A 6 can be 8 or 9 with makeup and heels and all that. But I know it's boring, guys. But with no debt, no other man's kids. Punctuality is hot. It's hot. And a 6, yeah, if they hit the gym, yeah. Girls can, depending where you are, 6, 7. Look, as long as you are physically, like if you can have sex, you can have an erection, that's good. They're good looking enough. All right. Then it's on to other, like long term. Then it's like, okay, are you respectable? Do you show up on time? Do you interrupt me when I'm talking? Alex Bogey, $5. Remember the Theranos scam girl? She's an 8, kept getting pregnant to delay going to prison. Baby daddy, smart enough not to marry her. Yeah, Elizabeth Holmes. Yep. That is the pinnacle of cowardice and hypocrisy. Boo boo, 120 Philippine pesos. Cappy, you are wrong. It's not that if she's a 9 or 10, she's a pain. It's if XX chromosome is a pain in the butt. Laugh out loud, crazy 3 or 4. Yeah, but okay, come on. You're in the Philippines. The girls out there aren't all crazy. I mean, I didn't really chat a lot of them up, but when I was walking around, they were all thin. They were all very dressed demure and nice and kind, and they were polite and civil. I didn't get one of the talk to the hand or snap or hand on the hip. I didn't get no girl. Like you will never see in the Philippines, let alone I'm going to say all of Asia, girls doing the, stupid idiot dork in a skirt. Stupid idiot dork in a skirt. You're not going to see them do that because they have decorum and modesty. I don't know. I wouldn't. You're there. Why not? I'd say go on a date or two. Alex Bogey, $5. Dated a singer who was a 9, had to treat her badly so that she wouldn't get bored. Eventually, I got bored creating drama. Juice not worth the squeeze. Right. Juice not worth squeeze. No. It's not. And that was one thing I learned, unfortunately, dating a 9, is they are so flooded with kindness and charity and respect that they're numb to it. And the only thing they respond to is something that's different. And usually that's being an asshole, telling them no, telling them to fuck off, cheating on them even. And then you say, oh, okay, so all I got to do is switch. All I got to do is become an asshole, cheat on her, argue with her. And you're like, oh, then peen get touched? But then you think about, do you know what a pain in the ass it is to fake being an asshole? And to like, okay, fine, this hot chick, you could go and cheat on her, but then you got to deal with that shit. It's exhausting being someone you're not. It's exhausting being the bad boy. I'm naturally an asshole, so I could get away with that. But okay, this girl I got to go cheat on to get her to keep. All right, now go find another girl. That's already more work you got to do now, which maybe you would be sexually incentivized to do anyway. But at the same time, that's more of your time trying to maintain that relationship to go, no, 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 no. How about you just make me some cookies and I'll pick you up and take you out for dinner sometime? How does that sound? Not sure. $5. Number 10 is technically number 0. They only look good. That's it. The truth is number 7 is actually number 10, especially if she's smart. Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Give me a 7 STEM girl any day. And if she's not a Democrat, I'm not saying she's got to be a card-carrying Republican. But if she's not a Democrat and has good finance, it doesn't get any better than that. If I were to describe the perfect woman, that would be, yeah, about a 7. No other man's kids, no debt, engineer, accounting, something like that. An actual independent woman, all day, any day. All day, any day. Hermos, $2. You're the only person who can set your own boundaries. Correct. Klein, $5. New guy. 10s aren't the best. Has Cappy sold out to the big is beautiful? No. We don't go the other. We don't go to the full other side, Klein. It's just the high crazy matrix explains it. You cannot date. You can't date, let alone interact or invest in spoiled children. That's it. It's all it boils down to. You can't do, whether it's business, whether it's studying, whether it's friendships, or whether it's romance, you cannot invest in spoiled children. That's what 10s are. It's sad. I guess it is a genuine form of bigotry. But it's not that hard for a 10 to prove, no, I'm not like the other girls. No, really, like, here's my degree in chemical engineering. I have a 401k, okay. Oh my gosh. Atham Decua, $5. Your client is too hung up on things that don't truly matter. In the end, all a man wants is peace and quiet. Fuck status. Right. But he's 24, 25. He just sees pretty girl in nightclubs and shiny lights. And he is getting the attention. But I think it's like the last moments before sun goes supernova. These are the last moments of the high school mentality where it's popularity and chicks with big tits, bro. And then after he dates enough, he's going to date more 9s and 10s. Like, this is a pain in the ass and I'm not happy. And then he's going to go tinker on a car or go for a motorcycle ride or go for a hike. And he'll be like, oh, this is so much more enjoyable. JJJS 2 Canadian. DiCaprio does it right with 10s the past 25 years. Yeah, he just it's a car to him. What's the newest model? This one's got 3 years and 40,000 miles on it. Get it out of here. Alex Patino, a truck driving Latino agent in the field, $5. When I married my wife, she was a 9. Now for her age of 40, she's a 7. And we argued, do you think I saw her beauty? I had to train her that I want Oh, yeah. You were dating a 9, Alex? Absolutely, you had to bring them down. That's wrangling a Mustang. Oh, no. Bravo to you, sir, for doing it. I'm not wrangling a fucking Mustang. Show the fuck up on time. Oh, well, God bless. My truth, the king, $2. Don't make me remind you of you only like her because she's nice. Don't make me only like her because she's nice. Oh, that gal. Yes. To show you, let's peek behind the curtain. This was a 9 I dated. She was a auto model in Detroit. Worked bar at one of the bars I went to in the Twin Cities. When I said I didn't want to date her anymore, she punched me. Not making that up. It literally, I didn't insult her. She's like, "You just like that girl because she's nice and cooks for you." That's the mentality of a 10. They really think that they should treat you like shit. That's how spoiled they are. They actually like, how dare you like a girl who treats you nice and cooks for you? They're meant that it's logical how they got to that state, but it's also mental illness. Or it's at least so mentally divergent from the rest of society, it cannot function in society. Now, I don't know if that's mental insanity or what, but I don't. You're fucked in the head if you think that a woman treating you nice and cooking for you is wrong. And that's not too far away because what happens when the girl says, "Well, I just want to be nice for my man and cook for him." You pick me, isn't that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, fine, fine. Moi free lifestyle, $5. The kingdom of heaven is within, and one must be happy within oneself first and foremost. Foremost, women are icing on the cake, cherry, but you have to make the cake. Correct, correct. Alex Patino, $2. Then again, my 9 could be your 1. I no, I don't know. I think I saw a picture. She's a good-looking gal, if I recall. I wasn't like, "Oh my god, Alex got himself a fatty." Yeah, she was cute. Um, no, I think we all generally agree on, what's a 9 or what's a 6. My truth, the king, $5. I struggled to process why Fred came to the decision of pulling the plug because Fred was pretty high value in many degrees, even when a man makes his potential. Well, Fred also, I find out later, he had an injury and he was always in pain. And they speculate because we don't know. That was why he ended it. I do know he had issues with gals, so I'm sure that didn't help. But in hindsight, it was like, oh yeah, he was in constant pain, so I could see that as well. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. Let him go, let him go. Stop trying to wife 304s. Let him go, let him go. She's not your girl no more. The streets never bothered them anyway. It's well, and here's another thing. In general, whether she's a 10 or not, whether you're a 9 or not, it doesn't matter. You are entering into a relationship, a voluntary, optional relationship to both parties. If one party doesn't want to be there, then they don't want to be there. They are not robots. They are not creatures that can be trained and conditioned. And your life is too short to be training and conditioning people or trying to program a robot or unlock the algorithm or whatever. Wouldn't it just be easier to understand voluntaryism? A voluntary relationship. I am going to go to the coffee store at this time. If you would like to see me, show up at that time. And then you're done. That's it. It's all you have to do. And I think that would just benefit both people. In other words, I think where we could advance to in a very realistic position men could get to isn't you would never get stood up again. you would never be you would never waste your hope and expectation. You would just simply say, I'm going to do this activity anyway. I'll be at this bar having food because I got to eat, or I'll be at this coffee store working on my laptop because I got to work. If you would like to see me, I'll be there at 4 p.m. And there's no, oh, I set up dinner and reservations. I bought tickets. You save that for the girl that's worth it and down the road. But at least in the dating, it should be very, here's an offer. I'm selling you this apple for this price. Would you like to buy this apple at this price? No? Okay, cool. And then you move on. Uh the I know your sex drive and your desire and even your love, your romance or your emotions. Oh, you'd love to have a girl. And that prompts you to work really hard to get, oh, I got to convince and negotiate. And what if you never had to negotiate again? What if you realize women were independent minded people? They could do their own thing. Like, here's the apple, $2. Let me leave the $2 at the table. I'll be back to see if you bought it or not. Is it going to be $2 at the table, or there's still going to be an apple there? But I'm not doing a sales pitch with a PowerPoint presentation as to why you should forfeit $2 for the apple. You want the apple or you're not. I'm on here. Goodbye. Ray John, too Canadian. Warner Brothers lost 200 million after they botched their game. Yeah, was it Justice League? Was that the one? Kill the Justice League? My truth, the king, $5. But I've concluded that if, especially if a man goes through the egregious process of becoming a high value man, these counter gals don't deserve a high value man commitment. But who cares? For, forget whether women are, it's not, forget it. Don't worry about whether women deserve it or not. Do you personally want to become a high value man for your own sakes and purposes? And also that may include to get the girls. You do? Fine. That's his choice. And then whether a girl deserves that or not is another issue, right? But him being a 10, and he is a 10, he now has a lot more choice. And if he does decide to find a gal he wants to commit to, who should be like a 7.5 or an 8, it makes his life a lot easier to find that. It will be up to him to determine whether the woman deserves commitment. And also, you can't just blanket say, "Oh, these girls are all like this." No, he will run into thousands of women, and hopefully he finds one that's unfair to women because there are very rare, I understand, but there are girls out there that want to be a good woman, a good wife, a good mother, whether that's stay at home or they carry their own weight. Um, and if you're not going to have kids, she also works, that kind of thing. That the I understand the juice isn't worth the squeeze from an economic analysis standpoint, but I do not agree with it from a policy standpoint you apply to all women. No, find out if the girl's worth the squeeze. Have the girl prove to you or disprove to you whether or not she is worth the squeeze. That I know the blanket statements allow you to just fuck off and go do whatever you want. But if he wants to get married and have kids, being a high value man is a very good move. And it increases chances of finding a good quality woman. Atham, $2. Don't take the Fred pill or do and put me in your well. Yes, Atham, you will get, what will you get? Well, that's right. You're going to get asshole consulting. Forgot. Talking to my lawyer today about all this stuff. So you had to get that will and the trust and everything set up. My truth, the king. $5. They are not worthy of a high value man. Just the way fat, lazy, broke dude can expect zero success. As you say, let reality be their wake up call, no putty or lamentation. Right. If if an individual woman chooses to be lazy, broke, whatever, fine. But it's the individual, guys. It's the individual. How would you put yourself in the position of a girl who really just wants to get married? She wants to be a traditional stay-at-home wife, and she's working and majoring in engineering in the meantime, and she's not some Marxist, parasitic, socialist, Democrat voting pain in the ass. What if everyone says, no, you're a woman, so we're applying all these things that don't apply to you? Isn't that unfair? And how hard is it to suss out go on a date? Go like, they'll let you know. They'll let you know. Are you riding with Camela? Are you Hamela with Camela? Whatever the hell the saying is this time. You're like, no. Well, yeah, okay, fine, move along. Wisdom Vision Productions, $5. You see that theory about companies borrowing yen at 0 inch? Oh yeah, the carryback or whatever they call it. At 0% interest and converting it to US dollars to stay afloat. Valid theory for stock market survival. I don't know. I'd have to look at it. That was a thing a while ago too. Like the carryback, is that what it's called? Um yeah, I don't know. I have so much shit. Look, I gotta do this every day. Then I gotta go talk to a lawyer. And then I gotta go and work with contractors. Then I gotta do that. And then there's the working out. Then there's looking overseas for property. It's a fucking end. Alex Patino, truck driver Latino, agent in the field, $2. If she can make me pie, she's a 10. She can make me food. I don't see the little logo that shows up. Boo Boo, 125 again. Dude, it's Manila. They're crazy and are hoes and no dates for me. Really? They're that bad out there? Okay, so is it Manila that's all corrupt? There's 14 million people in that town. I'll keep smashing X, laugh out loud, easy. Hoo-yeah. Kind of feel sad for her BF. Verbshide, 2 Australian. If there's no drama, they will manufacture it. Yeah. They'll cut themselves so they feel pain. Soldier Boy 214, $5. Was on a date with a solid 6. It was great. She then goes blackout drunk on a boat with her guy friends the very next day. I don't know, man. I'm done. Well, there you go. She made her choice. Then, man, you just got a $10 bill put in front of you on the ground. You're complaining. You got to go on a date. It was great. You had a good time, right? That part of your finite life was an enjoyable time. And then you found out that she probably doesn't make the best decisions. All right, moving on. Like, what's wrong with that? I think that's a win. You're no longer confused. Well, you all need to get rid of your hopes and expectations. You need to all stop being Democrats from 2010 or 2008 and voting for Barack Obama hope. Get rid of the hope. Right? You take what comes to you and you're happy you get it. And then you also appreciate it when their behavior tells you exactly who they are. I wish I had the street smarts and wasn't so young and stupid, but we're all there. I dated this one gal. She's like, "Oh, I can't go out Tuesday because I go out with my friend. I won't mention his name. We always go out on Tuesday." Looking back at it, she was a prostitute. That's what it was. And I didn't pick up on that. Okay. Now, when I figured it out, well, first that I was like, well, that kind of sucks. Why? Okay. Well, I'm an understanding, sensitive 90s guy. I got it. I understand. And then when I figured it out, I was like, oh, like quite literally that whore. Quite literally. But then I look at like, wait a minute. If I had approached it, I got to smash this 9. She's out banging some other guy. Oh, because she's a professional lady. You know what? Cool. All right. I wouldn't have dated her much. Well, I wouldn't have dated her. I'm like, okay, that's kind of the relationship we got. I wouldn't have gotten angry. Wouldn't have been any drama. Wouldn't have been any of this bullshit. Would have been like, okay, cool. Well, yeah, maybe we could still smash on maybe I'm your Thursday smash. But this girl did you a favor. Maybe you can still go out with like, hey, what's wrong? Did you have a good time? Maybe you go out with her again. Like, yeah, no, man, you're an alcoholic. And yeah, stop complaining about what you want and appreciate what you get. Huh? Wiz Division Productions, $2. If she can change her own oil, she's a 10. Yeah. Yeah. Not sure. $2. You're a pick me until after age 21. Then it's okay. I don't care what 20 something girls or 30 something women say about themselves. Mazatol, $5. Would you say that high IQ people are mentally divergent from society and so on? Well, yeah, that's the whole premise of my book, Curse of the High IQ. That you are so mentally divergent from society, it's a challenge in many ways because of modern infrastructure and how things are organized. Go pick it up. Curse of the High IQ. Moy Free Lifestyle, $2. Just rent the 9s and 10s at the JUCO. What's a JUCO? To token, $2. Young people with high IQ are at a disadvantage dating. Yes, and in many other ways. Adam C, $2. Did the 9s and 10s when you were young age well? I don't know. No, I know one got fat. The others, I'm trying to think. The other one, I forgot her last name, so I couldn't look her up. I think her first, I don't even remember. I think it was like Lisa or something. So it wasn't it's a very common first name. I don't remember the last name. I know another gal who was like an 8.5. She didn't age well. She gained weight. I'm just gonna assume no, they didn't age well. I gotta imagine one though I did date. She was so fucking vain. Oh, like wouldn't go out in the sun. I'm sure she probably aged well. She's the hottest, whatever, 52-year-old on the block. Yeah, I'd have to look him up. And Wisdom, $2. No more hope. Cappy for president 2024 US. Nope, not running for president. Nope, never. Nope. The problem is not the politicians. The problem is the people. Americans are stupid, and I can't fight stupid, but Mother Nature can, and she can fight it with poverty and starvation and crime and death. It's going to be glorious. It's going to be glorious. All right, that's it. Link below The Menu, Life Without the Opposite Sex. The Dad You Never Had, that's a course available on Teachable. And the Minimalism course, Achieving Minimalism Theory and Practice, that is open until the 12th, the very last minute of the very last second of the 12th. See you guys later. Oh, wait, one more. Two more. Moy Free Lifestyle, $5. Coach Greg Adams, the JUCO is the junior college. Just saying cheaper to rent them, and they are just fun. The JUCO is the working girls. I will take a working girl any day over Miss Pretty Privilege. I will take the working girl. They're the ones who work. They don't get a bailout. They respect other people's time. My Z score 3.13. All right, so 3 to 145, 150. Yeah, Mazatol. Go get that Curse the High IQ book, man. I have had people send me emails saying, "Oh my God, I cried." Literally, multiple people said they were crying when they figured it out. I didn't realize it would have that much of an effect, but it is so confusing being above average intelligence in this conformist society. It's not even that it's a dumb society, it's a conformist society. That's worse. Yeah, go get the book and tell me if your day isn't a little bit better. All right, that's it. More on the way. See you guys later. Toodles.